Reverend Jonathan Matthews was a pillar of the American Christian community. His presence was felt far and wide, and his influence extended beyond the walls of his church. His sermons resonated with thousands, touching hearts and minds in profound ways. People would travel from distant towns just to hear him speak. He had a charisma that drew people in, a magnetic presence that made everyone feel seen and heard. His words were not just spoken, they were felt deeply by all who listened. From a young age, Jonathan was immersed in the world of faith. His earliest memories were of Sunday services, the sound of hymns, and the warmth of the church community. Raised in the heart of the Bible Belt, he was a devout Christian. His family instilled in him the values of faith, compassion, and service to others. Jonathan's passion for theology blossomed during his time at seminary. It was there that he discovered the depth and richness of Christian doctrine. He excelled in his studies, devouring ancient texts and theological treatises. His thirst for knowledge was insatiable, and he spent countless hours in the library, lost in the pages of religious manuscripts. His sermons were not mere recitations of Scripture. They were thoughtful, insightful explorations of faith and morality, designed to challenge and inspire his congregation. He delved into the complexities of human existence, offering guidance and wisdom that resonated with people from all walks of life. He became known for his powerful oratory and his ability to connect with people from all walks of life. His messages were universal, transcending cultural and social boundaries, and his congregation was a testament to the diversity of his appeal. Reverend Matthews was a staunch defender of Christianity. He believed in the power of prayer. He preached the Gospels with unwavering conviction. He saw the world through the lens of his faith. His interpretations of biblical texts were considered authoritative by many. He had authored several books on Christianity. His work had earned him respect and admiration within Christian circles. He was a frequent guest on religious television programs. He engaged in debates with scholars from other denominations. He was a respected voice in the Christian world.
Despite his deep-rooted Christian beliefs, Reverend Matthews possessed a curious mind. He was a student of religion, fascinated by the history and doctrines of different faiths. He was particularly intrigued by Islam. He had read about its rapid rise and global influence. He had encountered Islam in his academic studies. He understood its basic tenets. Yet, he had never delved deeply into the faith. He had never engaged in meaningful dialogue with Muslim scholars. A part of him remained distant, viewing Islam from the outside.
One evening, Reverend Matthews found himself facing an unexpected challenge. It was a moment that would test not only his faith, but also his ability to communicate and defend his beliefs in a public forum. He was invited to participate in a live television debate. The invitation came as a surprise, but he knew it was an opportunity he couldn't pass up. The chance to discuss and perhaps bridge the gap between two major world religions was a calling he felt deeply. The topic was the relationship between Christianity and Islam. This was not just any debate, it was a discussion that had the potential to influence millions of people and their understanding of these two faiths. The other guest was Dr. Ahmed Rashid, a renowned Islamic scholar. Dr. Rashid was known for his deep knowledge and eloquent speech, making him a formidable opponent in any debate. The debate was moderated by former President Donald Trump, known for his controversial views on Islam. The atmosphere was tense. Trump's presence added an unpredictable element to the debate, as his views and statements often sparked strong reactions. The studio audience was a mix of Christians and Muslims. This diverse audience reflected the broader societal interest in the topic and the hope for a meaningful dialogue. Cameras flashed, capturing every word and gesture. The media was eager to document this significant event, knowing that it would be analyzed and discussed for days to come. Millions watched from their homes. Families gathered around their televisions, eager to see how the debate would unfold and what insights might be shared. The tension in the room was palpable. You could feel the weight of the moment, as everyone knew that this was more than just a debate. It was a potential turning point in interfaith relations. Everyone was on the edge of their seats, waiting to see how this clash of ideologies would unfold. The anticipation was electric, as both sides prepared to present their arguments and defend their beliefs with passion and conviction. Section 5. The Prophet Jesus in Islam. This section delves into the profound respect and reverence that Islam holds for Jesus, a figure often misunderstood in interfaith dialogues. The debate raged on, covering familiar ground, the differences in their holy books, their concepts of God, and their views on salvation. Each side presented their arguments with fervor, hoping to bridge the gap of understanding between their faiths. And let me say this, Reverend Matthews, with all due respect, it is crucial to understand that while our scriptures may differ, the essence of our reverence for Jesus is profound and unwavering. Islam holds Jesus in the highest regard as a prophet of our faith. He's not just a historical figure, but a spiritual guide whose teachings resonate deeply within our religious practices. Dr. Rashid made a statement that startled Reverend Matthews. The Reverend had not anticipated such a deep connection between Islam and Jesus. He spoke of Jesus with reverence, calling him a prophet of Islam. This declaration was not just a formality, but a testament to the shared spiritual heritage. The Quran speaks of Jesus' miraculous birth and his status as a messenger of God. His life and miracles are detailed with great respect and admiration. We revere Jesus, his mother Mary, and the message he preached. Mary, or Maryam, as she is known in Islam, is also held in the highest esteem, often considered one of the greatest women to have ever lived. He explained that Islam revered Jesus, his mother Mary, and the message he preached. This reverence is not just a matter of respect, but a fundamental aspect of Islamic belief. Muslims consider Jesus an integral part of our own faith. His teachings and life events are frequently mentioned in our prayers and sermons. He is a significant figure in Islam, and we hold him in the highest esteem. His story is a source of inspiration and guidance for Muslims around the world. Dr. Rashid emphasized that Muslims consider Jesus an integral part of their own faith. This connection is a bridge that can foster greater understanding and respect between different religious communities. The dialogue between Dr. Rashid and Reverend Matthews highlighted the potential for interfaith harmony. By recognizing the shared reverence for Jesus, both faiths can find common ground and mutual respect. Understanding the role of Jesus in Islam opens up new avenues for dialogue and cooperation. It allows for a deeper appreciation of the spiritual connections that bind humanity together. As the discussion continued, it became clear that the reverence for Jesus in Islam is a powerful testament to the shared values and teachings that can unite different faiths. The conversation ended on a hopeful note, with both leaders acknowledging the importance of such dialogues in fostering peace and understanding in a diverse world. Section 6. Seeds of Doubt. Reverend Matthews listened intently, his brow furrowed. He had never encountered this perspective on Jesus from an Islamic scholar. He had always been taught that Islam was diametrically opposed to Christianity.
Dr. Rashid's words chipped away at my long-held beliefs.
He felt a strange mix of discomfort and intrigue. Discomfort because his convictions were challenged, intrigue because a new perspective had been presented. He realized the limitations of his understanding of Islam. He had relied on second-hand information and biased interpretations. Section 7. A Bridge Across Religions, Dr. Rashid continued, his voice calm and measured. He spoke of the shared heritage of Christianity and Islam, both stemming from the Abrahamic tradition. It is important to have dialogue and understanding between our two faiths. We must look beyond our differences and focus on our shared values. His words resonated with a power that surprised even Reverend Matthews. For the first time, he saw a bridge across the chasm that he thought separated Christianity and Islam. Section 8. The Quran's Call. As the debate concluded, Reverend Matthews felt a profound shift within him. He realized the inadequacy of judging an entire faith based on preconceived notions. He felt a strong urge to learn more, to explore Islam from its source. Dr. Rashid, I would be honored if you could provide me with a copy of the Quran. I wish to learn more about what you have shared tonight. He approached Dr. Rashid, a sense of humility washing over him. Section 9. A Journey of Transformation. Dr. Rashid smiled warmly. It would be my pleasure, Reverend Matthews. The Quran is a book of guidance and wisdom. I believe it will offer you a new perspective on faith and spirituality. As Reverend Matthews accepted the Quran, he knew he was embarking on a journey. This encounter had shaken his firm beliefs and ignited a spark of curiosity within him. He was stepping into the unknown, ready to confront his own biases and embrace the possibility of transformation. The Quran felt heavy in his hands, a symbol of
Reverend Jonathan Matthews, a respected figure in the Christian community, sat in his study. The room was a sanctuary of sorts, filled with the quiet hum of contemplation and the soft rustle of pages turning. It was a place where he often found solace and inspiration, surrounded by the wisdom of the ages. The air was thick with the scent of old books and quiet contemplation. Each book on the shelves had its own story, its own history, contributing to the rich tapestry of knowledge that Reverend Matthews had woven over the years. His gaze fell upon an unexpected gift, a Quran, its cover a deep, rich green, embossed with golden Arabic calligraphy. It was a striking contrast to the familiar leather-bound Bibles that lined his shelves, and it seemed to almost glow with an inner light. The world seemed to pause. Time itself felt suspended as he reached out to touch the cover, his fingers tracing the intricate patterns of the calligraphy. It was as if the universe was holding its breath, waiting to see what he would do next. This book, a symbol of a faith often misunderstood, held within it the power to challenge his deeply held beliefs and set him on a new path. It was a gift that carried with it the weight of centuries of tradition and the promise of new understanding. Matthews had always been a man of faith, his life dedicated to serving his church and spreading the message of Christianity. His sermons were filled with passion and conviction, and his congregation looked to him for guidance and inspiration. Yet, the arrival of the Quran sparked an unfamiliar curiosity within him. It was a curiosity that gnawed at the edges of his mind, whispering questions that he had never thought to ask before. What truths might this book hold? What new perspectives could it offer? Could this book, so different from the scriptures he knew, offer new insights into the nature of God and the meaning of life? The questions swirled in his mind, each one more compelling than the last. He felt a strange sense of anticipation, as if he were on the brink of a great discovery. With a deep breath and a prayer for guidance, he began to read. The words flowed off the page, each one resonating with a depth and beauty that he had not expected. It was the beginning of a journey, one that would take him to places he had never imagined, and challenge everything he thought he knew about faith and understanding. His journey led him to Dr. Rashid, a renowned Islamic scholar. Dr. Rashid was known far and wide for his deep understanding of Islamic theology and his ability to articulate complex concepts with clarity and grace. Their meeting, intended to be a courteous exchange of perspectives, quickly evolved into a passionate debate. What started as a simple dialogue soon turned into a fervent discussion, each man eager to share his insights and challenge the other's views. The room crackled with intellectual energy as they grappled with fundamental theological questions: the nature of God, the role of prophets, the meaning of salvation. The air was thick with the weight of their words, each argument meticulously crafted and delivered with precision. Matthews, armed with years of theological study, presented the Christian perspective with eloquence and conviction. His voice carried the authority of his faith, and his arguments were backed by a deep understanding of Christian doctrine. Dr. Rashid, in turn, responded with the wisdom and insight gleaned from a lifetime of studying the Quran. His responses were not just intellectual, but also deeply spiritual, reflecting his profound connection to his faith. The debate was not about winning or losing. It was about seeking truth. Both men understood that their ultimate goal was to gain a deeper understanding of each other's beliefs and to find common ground. It was a clash of ideas, a meeting of two worlds, each striving to understand the other. The intensity of their discussion was matched only by their mutual respect and the genuine curiosity that drove them. As the debate progressed, Matthews found himself forced to confront his own preconceived notions about Islam. The more he listened, the more he realized how little he truly knew about the faith. The verses of the Quran, eloquently presented by Dr. Rashid, painted a different picture of the faith than the one he had constructed in his mind. Each verse was like a window into a world he had never fully understood, challenging his assumptions and broadening his perspective. By the end of their meeting, both men had gained something invaluable. Matthews had a newfound respect for Islam, and Dr. Rashid had a deeper appreciation for the complexities of interfaith dialogue. Their encounter was a testament to the power of open-mindedness and the endless pursuit of knowledge. In the end, it wasn't just a debate. It was a journey of discovery, a testament to the enduring quest for truth and understanding that lies at the heart of all faiths. The debate was a turning point. Matthews realized that his understanding of Islam had been shaped by prejudice and misinformation. He saw the flaws in his own arguments, the limitations of his perspective. This realization was both humbling and liberating. He acknowledged his biases, a testament to his intellectual humility and his genuine desire to seek truth. This newfound awareness opened his heart and mind to the message of the Quran. He began to study the Islamic holy book not with skepticism, but with genuine curiosity. He found beauty in its verses, wisdom in its teachings, and solace in its message of peace and submission to God. The more he learned, the more he felt a connection to the faith. The debate between Reverend Matthews and Dr. Rashid, initially a private exchange, unexpectedly went viral. A recording of their encounter found its way onto social media, sparking intense discussions and debates across the globe. People from all walks of life, representing a multitude of faiths and beliefs, tuned in to witness this clash of ideologies. The world watched as a man of faith grappled with his beliefs, questioned his understanding, and ultimately embraced a new path. The impact of the debate extended far beyond the two men at its center. It sparked conversations about religious tolerance, the importance of interfaith dialogue, and the power of seeking knowledge beyond one's own echo chamber. Embracing the light, a new path unfolds. The journey was not easy. Matthews faced criticism and judgment from his congregation, his community, and even his own family. But he remained steadfast in his newfound faith, his conviction strengthened by the peace and clarity he found in Islam. He chose to embrace the light of understanding, even when it meant facing the shadows of disapproval. He continued to study the Quran, learning Arabic to understand its words in their original form. He began attending prayers at the local mosque, finding solace in the community and the shared sense of purpose. His transformation was not a rejection of his past, but rather an evolution of his faith, a deepening of his connection with the divine. Jonathan Matthews, the respected reverend, embraced his new identity as Muhammad Abdullah. He found peace in Islam's message of submission to God, a concept that resonated deeply with his own spiritual journey. He embraced the 5 pillars of Islam, finding strength in prayer, discipline in fasting, and liberation in charity. His conversion was a testament to the power of seeking truth and the transformative potential of interfaith dialogue. He became a bridge between communities, his story a powerful reminder that understanding and respect can flourish even in the face of differing beliefs. Muhammad Abdullah's story transcended geographical boundaries and cultural differences. He used his platform to advocate for interfaith understanding, urging people of all faiths to engage in respectful dialogue and to challenge their own biases. He believed that true peace could only be achieved through mutual respect and understanding. His message resonated with millions around the world. He became a symbol of hope, a testament to the power of open dialogue to break down walls of prejudice and foster a more inclusive and compassionate world. He showed that embracing another's faith did not diminish one's own, but rather enriched both through shared understanding. Muhammad Abdullah's journey highlighted the limitations of mere tolerance. Tolerance, he argued, implied enduring another's existence, while respect celebrated the richness of human diversity. He advocated for moving beyond tolerance to embrace a world where different faiths coexisted in a spirit of mutual respect and understanding. His message was particularly relevant in a world often marred by religious conflict and intolerance. He reminded people that at the heart of all major religions lay a shared message of love, compassion, and peace. He challenged individuals and communities to look beyond their differences and recognize the common humanity that bound them together. Muhammad Abdullah's story continues to inspire countless individuals across the globe. His remarkable journey from being a reverend to embracing Islam as a Muslim is a powerful testament to the transformative power of faith, illustrating how deeply personal and profound such a transition can be. It underscores the importance of seeking knowledge, not just in religious texts, but in all aspects of life, encouraging a lifelong pursuit of learning and understanding. His story also highlights the potential for interfaith dialogue to foster understanding and peace, showing that through open and respectful conversations, we can bridge gaps and build stronger, more inclusive communities. His legacy serves as a beacon of hope, a guiding light for those who seek to make a positive impact in the world. It reminds us that even in a world often divided by differences in culture, religion, and ideology, the human spirit's capacity for understanding, empathy, and compassion remains a powerful force for change, capable of overcoming even the most entrenched divisions. His life and teaching serve as a call to action, urging each of us to take steps towards fostering unity and understanding in our own communities. He encourages us to embrace the principles of interfaith dialogue, intellectual humility, and mutual respect in our own lives, recognizing that these values are essential for creating a more harmonious world. By promoting these principles, we can contribute to a society where diversity is celebrated and differences are seen as opportunities for growth and learning. In a world yearning for peace and understanding, where conflicts often arise from misunderstandings and prejudices, Muhammad Abdullah's story offers a roadmap for building bridges and fostering a future where different faiths can coexist in harmony, working together towards a common goal of peace and mutual respect.